Hi, viewers, welcome to another story time. Thank you so much for all the support so far. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to comment, to like, and to subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Let's get right into it. This story is about love, betrayal, and a painful realization. It's a story about what happens when you give your all, only to discover you were just a stepping stone for someone else's dream. But also, what happens when fate steps in and says, you deserve better? Michael Intiamwa had everything. He had money, he had class, he had the looks, he had the legacy, he had the power. Everything a young man would want in this life. As the only child of Chief Kofi Intiamwa, one of the most respected real estate moguls in Africa, he lacked nothing except peace. After a series of relationships that all ended in disappointment, he began to believe that genuine love, was impossible for someone like him. Every girl wanted the lifestyle, the luxury, the parties, the spotlight. Just mention it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, but none wanted the man behind it. So one evening, while watching his driver polish the latest car his father bought him, Michael made a decision. I need to step out of this world. If someone would love me, let her love the real me. And not my money, not my fame, not who my family is or what I have. So he left East Legon to a suburb in Accra, Ghana. He rented a tiny one-bedroom apartment and began working like every usual young man will. Anonymously, he struggled. He was just doing any kind of, excuse me to say, junkie work. In one of his father's many printing shops, he was a laborer there. There, he earned minimum wage, wore regular clothes, and used an old iPhone 6 with a cracked screen. And then she walked in. Sandra Danso was the definition of soft beauty and bold and confidence. She came to the shop needing 500 flyers for her hair salon. Michael served her quietly, respectfully, and she noticed. She came back again the next week. Then again, and she came. Then she came again, then she came again. Soon, they were laughing over printing errors and stapling flyers together like old friends, like they were just gisting. Despite his humble appearance, Michael had a charm, depth, and quiet wisdom. He took her on simple dates, roadside watches spots, art galleries, book fairs, having roasted plantain by the roadside, having late night noodles by the roadside. Just regular, random, simple dates. And Sandra seemed to fall in love with him, or so he thought. It started subtly. One day after a date, Sandra sighed and said, I don't want to suffer in marriage, Joe. I really don't want to suffer in marriage. I have suffered enough in this life already, and I don't want to suffer in trotro. Another day, while they were sitting in a trotro, typically a trotro is a public transport, she pointed at a G-Wagon driving past and whispered, that's what I deserve, not this sweat box. Ooh. But Michael still chose to love her. He excused her words, thinking they came from a place of past trauma. When Sandra introduced him to her sister, Dora, a very shy level 200 student, Michael was moved by her story. She said, I pay her fees all by myself. Sandra would always say proudly, I take care of her in school. She's my responsibility. Even if I have to go hungry, I'll make sure she graduates. She's all I have and I spend everything on her. Michael felt the admiration and swell in his chest. That very week, he paid Dora's full tuition and didn't tell anyone. Then, in their relationship, Sandra began to talk about their future. She even suggested starting a business together. Michael, still pretending to be poor, told her he had little, but Sandra said, we can build together. So, he used his private funds to open a small printing shop in her name. Told her it was a loan from a friend. He even gave her money to furnish her apartment. They seemed happy. They took photos. They made silly TikToks. They went to church together. They fasted together. And Michael was planning a proposal. He even had the ring until something happened. One Thursday, Sandra told him, babe, I have to travel to Kumasi. My mother has collapsed. I need to go stay with her for the weekend. Michael gave her money for transport and food. He prayed with her, he hugged her tightly, gave her kisses, and she kissed him and said, you are the only man I will ever love. Aww. That Saturday night, while scrolling through Instagram, Michael's chest tightened. A tagged post showed up on his feed. Sandra in a full traditional kente gown, smiling, dancing. And guess what? She was marrying. Not just anyone. She was marrying Dora's older brother, whom she had once introduced to him as her cousin. And then the caption of the post, it says, 2 hearts, 1 forever. Congrats, Sandra and Kwabena. Michael thought it was a skit until more posts showed up. Videos, just name it. Even Dora posted it. Welcome to the family, sis. You deserve all this happiness. Michael felt like the ground beneath him had vanished. He didn't eat for 3 days. Let's backtrack a little. Dora, the lady Sandra claimed to be her sister, was apparently her sister-in-law. Her sister-in-law to her new boyfriend she was getting married to. And Michael was sponsoring the sister-in-law in college, thinking he was the sister of his girlfriend, Sandra. Let's continue. Sandra came back the next week. She didn't call, she didn't text, she just showed up at her small apartment without makeup, wearing a simple t-shirt and jeans. Michael opened the door in silence. Sandra. And then Sandra says, Mike, I don't know what to say. Then Michael says, try the truth. If you don't know what to say, try the truth. And then she cried. She was, this kind of fishy cry. She cried and cried. She blamed pressure. She blamed poverty. She blamed fear. She blamed the fact that she never wanted to be in misery and she can't handle being with a broke guy. And Michael was too broke for her and she doesn't want to be. She had so many excuses. He has his papers to take me abroad. I had to choose stability, but I swear I love you. That's what Sandra was telling Michael. Because her new boyfriend had opportunity to travel abroad and he's already made papers to take her abroad. And so she decided to choose stability. And she's telling Michael now that she swears that she loves him. Can you imagine? And Michael laughed bitterly. You loved my ignorance and my wallet. He walked back inside and shut the door. 2 months later, Michael's company won a nationwide government printing contract. News outlets praised the mysterious young genius behind it all. His Forbes Africa feature was titled, "The Humble Billionaire Nobody Saw Coming." People started to connect the dots. Sandra tried to reach out. She called, she sent emails, she sent messages through her friends, and everything possible. But he never replied. Instead, Michael started dating a new lady he found called Anita. She was a lecturer's daughter who volunteered at a literacy center. She had no clue who Michael's father was. All she cared about was whether he liked fried yam as much as she did. She was a very simple girl, very pretty, just name it. And more importantly, she was humble and loved Michael for who he was and not what he had. In fact, she never even knew what Michael had until the latter part in their relationship. Viewers, Michael pretended to be poor, not to play games, but to test a world that worships wealth over character. And guess what? Sandra failed that test, and he found out his truth. Because sometimes losing someone who never truly loved you is the beginning of the life you actually deserve. That brings us to the end of this story, viewers. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more amazing stories coming your way. And please don't forget to comment, and please don't forget to like the story. Thank you so much, and please watch out for the next amazing story. Bye.